There it is, the first strike to Ranatunga. Tavare caught De Alves behind the stumps for Ranatunga for 32, 49 for 1, 17.2 overs. Now that's a respectable striking rate within the limits of the 60-over innings in the Prudential World Cup. Oh, fine nick. Ever such a fine nick on that full toss by David Gower. It's the applause not only for him off the mark, but also for the 50 up. 53, the England score.
That swung away with a spin, could be out now. He's just cleared that man on the field, and Ken Palmer waiting to give the signal. Yes, just cleared those advertising boards and goes for 6. And no doubt when that ball left Gower's bat, he was thinking of the match against New Zealand 2 days ago when he was caught off just about an identical stroke. And if this game had been played at the Oval, there's every chance he would have been caught again. Gave himself some real room then. It was a magnificent stop. A magnificent piece of fielding there, but still it was a single to Gower, and that takes him on to 50. Oh, in trouble here. Oh dear. Tragedy, calamity there. Gattin saying 6. He's so quick between the wickets. He would have made his end, but it's very doubtful whether Gower would. And a long throw coming in from John in the outfield. Left poor old Mike Gattin high and dry. So a bit of sympathy there from Gattin, whose run in between the wicket was an absolute feature at the Oval a couple of days ago, but it's brought his downfall here. And 93 for 4 now, with Gattin run out for 7. Well, this really should be a scene quite set for Ian Botham. He's got 18 overs left out there. There's 193 on the board. 4 men are out. It's a flat wicket on a small ground. Turned again most elegantly by Gower. He's racing back for the second this time. Both of them will have to struggle, and he's out. He's run out. Oh dear, great tragedy here for this big crowd, and the Sri Lankans are joyful. They're dancing up and down the field. They're applauding each other. And Gower concerned now in 2 consecutive run-outs. Well, that's not going to amuse the big fella. Everybody waited for such a long time to see Ian Botham appear internationally on this ground, and he's run out for naught. Chanting, enthusiastic crowd here. And queuing since the early hours of the morning, and there's not a seat to spare down here. That's a good shot. Good, firm, old-fashioned cloud over the bowler's head. And plenty of applause. As I said, this crowd have really revelled in their one-day cricket with the great success of Somerset over the last few years.
Oh, high, first bounce. When you say a first bounce 4, you never expect it to be behind the keeper, directly behind the stumps. David Gower on 97. Oh, many a mile into the pavilion and past it. The bigger 6 we've seen today, and that gives David Gower a magnificent century. Someone ought to tell him that this is David Gower's act. It's a fair cop. And back to the cricket. Oh, A repeat, almost a replica, not quite as far, but you can see how David Gower, on the up, from outside off stump. Such talent and such timing. Away he goes again, that's his favourite corner. Medium distance this time. 5-iron, I think, Tom. Not quite the 3-iron.
Certainly pitched and stopped in the car park.
Well, some sort of headgear or protection needed down that quarter of the ground.
And there it goes again.
Well, if I can't get them myself, I think I'd like to see D. Gower get them in that style. High, square. Now, what a place to hit a 6. That is a 6. Deep over extra cover. Now, you don't see many 6s in that direction. My first instinct, Tom Graveney, was to say, well, he hasn't middled that, but it went on and on and on.
Well, it really is a phenomenal shot, this.
Well, Gower and Gould, 2 runs short of the 100 partnership. Gower and Lamb put on 96, but this is Gower and Gould. He's bowled him! It was never to be, was it? 130 runs for David Gower. The crowd stand up, all around the ground. People are standing and clapping. Because apart from being at the end an innings of blind aggression, it was an innings of class and style. A great delight. And so wonderful should happen at Taunton in their first international match to see the very best of David Gower. How much is good form a carryover from the winter, do you think?
Well, it's been strange because the winter set me up in good stead. And the first knock I played in this country felt much the same. And the first 2 or 3 games we played in the championship. Again, the confidence was good and the form was good. And I thought I was playing quite well then. Then we sort of fell foul of the weather again and started to lose a bit of confidence, lose a bit of form. I had a spell just before this competition where my highest score was 20 out of about 6 knocks, mainly thanks to Tim Lamb. And so I'm glad to be back in the runs again.
Certainly played some shots out there, didn't they? Down to Graham Dilley.
Everyone's played some shots today, haven't they?
And now what about Pakistan?
Well, we've got 2 wins, let's make it 3.